Why did ancient humans start eating meat? Long before humans built homes, farms, or cities, food was not something they chose from a plate. Food was something they searched for. Every day, across open land, through dry grass, near trees, rivers, stones, and animal trails. Before we go deeper into this ancient mystery, subscribe to the channel. Here, we look at the strange choices early humans made and how those choices slowly created the world we live in today. Early humans lived close to the ground. They noticed small things: a fruit fallen under a tree, a root hidden in the soil, seeds hanging from grass, insects under bark, eggs in a nest if they were lucky. Most of their food did not come easily. Some plants were bitter, some were hard, some were dangerous, and many were only available for a short time of the year. A tree that was full of fruit one week could be empty the next. Rain could move away. Animals could leave. A dry season could turn a familiar place into a hungry place. For early humans, this was normal life. They did not know the word diet. They only knew the feeling of an empty stomach. And in that world, a group could not afford to ignore food. Any food. So somewhere in Africa, more than 2 million years ago, a small group of early humans may have seen something in the distance. Vultures circling slowly in the sky. To us, vultures may look like a sign of death. But to a hungry ancient human, they may have meant something else. Food was nearby. The group would not run toward it without thinking. That would be dangerous. Because where there was a dead animal, there could still be a predator. A lion resting in the grass, hyenas moving in, other scavengers waiting nearby. Early humans were not the strongest creatures on the land. They had no sharp claws. Their teeth were not made for tearing like a big cat's teeth. They could not scare away every animal by force. So they watched. They waited. They listened. Maybe they stood behind bushes or stones, looking at the dead animal from far away. The body may have belonged to a deer-like animal, an antelope, or another grassland creature. Much of it may already have been eaten. The best pieces may have been gone. But not everything was gone. There were scraps, there was skin, there were bones, and sometimes there was meat still attached. For a hungry group, this was enough. Slowly, when the bigger animals moved away, the humans came closer. Not as brave hunters. Not yet. More likely as careful scavengers. This is where the story may begin. Not with humans chasing animals across the land, but with humans walking toward what stronger animals had left behind. It does not sound heroic. But history often begins in ordinary, rough moments. A dead animal, a hungry group, a dangerous place, and one question that would shape the future. Could this be eaten? The first humans who ate meat may not have understood why it helped them. They did not know about protein. They did not know about fat. They did not know about calories. They only knew what their bodies told them. After eating meat, they felt stronger for longer. Plants could help them survive, but not always in the same way. A handful of berries could disappear quickly. Leaves might fill the mouth, but not the body. Roots could take a long time to dig. Seeds were small and hard to gather in large amounts. But one dead animal could feed many people. Even if the best parts were already taken, there could still be something useful left. This is why ancient humans may have returned again and again to animal remains. At first, they may have eaten whatever they could pull away by hand. But hands were not enough. Skin is tough. Bones are hard. Meat can cling tightly to the body. So early humans began to use stones. A sharp stone could cut. A heavy stone could break. A small flake could scrape. This was a simple idea, but a powerful one. The human hand could hold a stone. The human mind could see a stone as more than a stone. And that changed what food was available. Imagine a dry, open place. The sun is low. The smell of a dead animal hangs in the air. The group is tense because danger may still be near. One of them kneels beside the bones. Another watches the grass. A child stands behind, looking carefully. Then a stone comes down. The bone cracks. Inside is something soft and rich. Bone marrow. To modern eyes, it may not look important, but to an ancient body, it was valuable. Marrow was fatty. It gave energy. And it was hidden inside something many animals could not fully use. This may have been one of the first great advantages humans found. They did not always need to be stronger. They needed to notice what others missed. A lion could tear flesh. A vulture could pick at scraps. A hyena could crush many bones. But humans could use tools in a different way. They could carry stones. They could choose them. They could strike again and again until the bone opened. This made leftovers more valuable. A place that looked empty might still hold food. A bone that looked useless might still carry life inside it. That is an important part of this story. Ancient humans did not begin as rulers of nature. They began as careful survivors. They learned slowly. They watched animals. They watched each other. They remembered where food was found, and when something worked, they did it again. This is probably how meat became part of human life. Not all at once, not in one great moment, but little by little. A scrap here, a cracked bone there, a meal taken after danger passed. Over time, the group learned that meat was worth the risk. But the risk never disappeared. A dead animal in the wild is never a peaceful place. It brings noise, smell, flies, birds, predators, scavengers, and sometimes sickness. For early humans, going near such a place was dangerous. They could be attacked. They could be chased away. They could eat spoiled meat and become ill. So why keep doing it? Because hunger made the choice different. In a good season, fruits and plants may have been enough. But in a dry season, the land could become empty. The trees stopped giving. The ground became hard. Small foods became harder to find. And a body still needed strength. Meat offered something rare. A large amount of food in one place. It could feed the old, the young, the injured, and the strong. It could help a group last through difficult days. It could be carried away from the dangerous place and shared somewhere safer. This may be one reason meat changed the way humans live together. A piece of fruit can be eaten alone. But a large animal creates a group problem. Who watches for danger? Who cuts? Who carries? Who gets a share? Who eats first? These questions may sound simple, but they matter. Because food can bring people together. And food can also create conflict. A group that shared well had a better chance. A group that fought too much could lose everything. So meat may have helped shape early human behavior, not in a clean, perfect way, but in a real way. People had to pay attention to each other. They had to cooperate. They had to remember who helped. They had to learn when to wait, when to move, and when to leave. This is where meat becomes more than food. It becomes part of the social life of ancient humans. Think of a group sitting near a safe place after finding meat. There is no language like ours yet. Perhaps only sounds, gestures, looks, and simple signals. Still, something is happening. A child watches an older person break a bone. Someone gives a small piece to another. Someone points toward danger. Someone remembers where the carcass was found. Learning is passing from one body to another. This quiet learning may have been one of the most important parts of human survival. Every meal could teach something. Which stones work best? Which animals are dangerous? Which smells mean the meat is too old? Which birds show where a carcass may be? Which predators leave quickly? Which ones return? Ancient humans did not have books. The land was the book. And hunger was the teacher. Meat was dangerous, yes, but it gave the group a reason to think, plan, and work together. And over thousands of generations, that mattered. At some point, humans did not only take leftovers, they began to hunt more actively. This change did not happen overnight. It was slow. For a long time, humans may have lived between two worlds, sometimes gathering plants, sometimes scavenging, sometimes catching small animals, sometimes helping finish off wounded animals, and later hunting larger ones with planning and tools. The path from scavenger to hunter was not simple. To hunt, humans had to understand animals, where they walked, where they drank, when they were tired, how they moved in groups, which ones were weak, which ones were young, which ones were dangerous. This required patience. It required memory. It required communication. Even without modern speech, early humans could use gestures, sounds, and movement. A hand raised in warning, a point toward tracks, a quiet signal to wait. The body of a human was not as strong as many animals, but humans had endurance. They could walk long distances. They could follow. They could carry tools. They could return to places they remembered. And most importantly, they could work as a group. One human with a stone was vulnerable. Several humans with tools, memory, and patience were different. This is how meat slowly became part of human success. It did not make humans powerful by itself. It pushed them to become more careful, more social, and more inventive. Better tools made cutting easier. Sharper stones made meat easier to remove. Fire, when humans later learned to control it, made meat softer and safer. Cooking opened another door. But before the fire, before the cooking, before the organized hunt, there was the first decision to eat animal flesh. A decision made not in comfort, but in need. And once humans learned that meat could help them survive, they did not forget it. They carried that knowledge across generations. Parents showed children. Older members taught younger ones. Groups followed animals into new places. As humans spread into colder lands, meat became even more important. In places where fruits and plants were limited, animals could provide food, fat, bones, skins, and tools. The same animal that fed a group could also help clothe them. Its bones could become tools. Its hide could become covering. Its fat could help them endure cold. So meat was not only a meal. It was part of a larger way of living. This does not mean ancient humans ate meat all the time. They ate what they could find. Their diet changed by place, season, and need. Some groups ate more plants. Some ate more animals. Most probably ate a mix of many things. But meat gave early humans an important option. And in the ancient world, options meant survival. So why did ancient humans start eating meat? The answer is not one single reason. They ate meat because the world was hard. Because plants were not always enough. Because dead animals offered food when hunger was strong. Because bones held marrow. Because stones could open what teeth could not. Because a group that learned to use meat could survive in places where others might fail. It began in a very simple way. Not with a feast, not with a fire, not with a proud hunter standing over a kill, but maybe with a group waiting in the distance, watching the predators leave, stepping closer, breaking bones, taking small pieces, learning that danger sometimes held food. That is the quiet beginning of a very old human habit. And over time, that habit shaped bodies, tools, movement, and cooperation. Meat may have helped feed larger brains. It may have encouraged sharing. It may have pushed humans to plan ahead. But the most important thing is simpler than that. Ancient humans were flexible. They could change when the land changed. They could look at something frightening and still ask, quietly, is there a way to survive here? That question followed humans for millions of years, through dry seasons, through cold nights, through forests, grasslands, and open plains. The first meat was probably not clean. It was not cooked. It was not safe. And it was not easy. But for early humans, it was useful. And sometimes, useful things become part of history. Today, meat is just one food among many. But in the deep past, it may have been one of the foods that helped humans move from simply surviving to slowly becoming something more. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more simple documentary videos about ancient humans, lost history, and the mysteries of our past.